What's up, guys? We back here with another episode of Live TV. Reality Sucks with me, the original classic man, and my boy, really amazing Kyle.
That's right.
Episode 17, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
This is episode 17?
17 it is.
Wow,
17
episodes.
We made it to 17.
Wow, man, we going hard into some TV series.
You know what I mean?
You know, that's
people,
a good thing.
You guys keep tuning in, keep bringing us back.
Thank you. We appreciate
It's always
you, man.
good.
It's definitely a good stuff.
So we wonder how the world is doing this week. So I heard some bad news today when I was about to leave work today.
Tell me what you got.
From one of my friends that work in the neighborhood where I work.
Okay.
One of her childhood friends. It was on the news. I heard on the news earlier.
Right.
8-year-old son, 16-year-old kids tried to steal his Jordans, and his son saw him. They tried to get him that morning, but I don't know, the kid must have ran away or something. But the afternoon,
Okay.
when the son got dropped off, the father watched his son go into the house. The kids approached him. They saw him. They was trying to jump on him, get on his shoes, and he came out, started fighting the kids, and brought his knife and stabbed him to death.
Oh my God, where was this at?
Jersey City.
Wow, man.
It was crazy.
It's sad. Another life.
Another life lost.
Another family destroyed.
Yeah.
As we talked about yesterday.
Yeah.
You know, that's definitely a moment of silence. You know, as I'm thinking, just somebody
Word.
we connected to, we all connected in some way.
Yeah.
And
It was crazy.
just another life lost, another family shattered. Somebody lost their son, somebody lost their brother, their sister, or just another family has been broken up. And I think it's just such a sad moment when we look at it from that perspective. And wow, man, people are still going crazy over Jordans today. People still
I didn't
going
even know.
crazy
I
over
didn't
sneakers
even
and
know
stuff.
people were still trying to get sneakers from people. I know people still trying to steal sneakers.
Right.
I'm
You
like,
know?
is this still going on? Like, what?
The reality we live in and stuff like that is.
That's crazy.
It's sad that people wants to still harm somebody for something that's so tangible, something that's ridiculous. It's sad, you know. That's why I'm always try to explain to my children that, but sometimes they're just so ignorant and blind. Ignorant. That's what I mean is by they're just not knowing that we don't know what's around the corner, and they want to wear these sneakers. You know, what I'm saying, and they deserve every bit of it. And I'm for buying on what they want, you know, because they're doing extravagant, amazing, but the times we live in the neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, they walk down is just not present. You know what I'm saying, for them to have, you know what I'm saying, in that area.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, champion. I appreciate that. You know, it's really sad. I heard another story today. This happened over 10 years ago. We was talking about, I'm quite sure you might remember as well, that you remember the police shooting, another police officer, a correction officer, about 10 years ago that was in Queens, has shot another correction officer because his wife was having an affair with the guy, with another correction officer and stuff like that.
So what happened?
We were just talking about today because we was talking about people that we was talking about affairs and stuff like that, and we was in the conversation how grimy, how cold can somebody? That's like saying you're married and everything, and you have helped me, you have given me a job, you have given me suits to get the job, but yet I find that I must need to sleep with your wife as well. And he was talking about, you know, about somebody who has passed away behind that. He was like, well, another guy shot him. I was like, wow, man, people are just so cold-hearted. They don't care. And you did all this for me. Temptation. Can you allow to turn that temptation? What would you do? So listen, I'm coming to top and tell them, like, listen, man, this is what's happening. I'm making it known. This is something I'm saying that you need to be aware of. I have nothing to do with it. I didn't proceed, but consider for who you are. You're my friend. You know, you want to break up somebody's home. I understand this. You know what I'm saying, the other person that's willing to do it, but out of respect.
How did he find out? Somebody told him?
I don't know how he found out. I know he's dead. No, he's not dead. He's a vegetable. I'm sorry. I know he's a vegetable. And it just came up on that. It's sad, the things that we do and the things that, you know what I'm saying, we participate in, you know what I'm saying, to break up homes and families. It's just sad. That's how I look at it. But a lot of great things.
It's all about moral. It's all about your moral.
Right.
Your moral compass, because most people don't have any morals.
No morals. You know what I'm saying? That has went out the window.
Or respect for people.
Right.
You know,
talk to me about it.
I did a short video with one of my friends.
You did?
A couple of weeks, 2 weeks ago.
You cheating on me? You doing videos with somebody else?
She was like, I always wanted to shoot you, and I was, and I was like, well, what do you want to shoot? She was like, well, what question do you have? Like, give me a question that you have that you might want answered. She asked me.
Okay.
What was the question? I got the video. I'm gonna post the video after this
I'd love to see
on
it.
Facebook.
Right.
the way she shot it was really cool.
Okay.
And it was just me going on about the question I have, and I was saying people how we lost our moral compass, how we lost respect for each other.
That's right.
How do we lose that respect for each other? You know what I mean? When do we stop caring? You know, we talked about this before. You know, like
Come on.
when is it okay for you to do something wrong to somebody else, and not and I'm talking about even in the smallest, minute kind of thing.
That's right.
You know what I mean? I'm talking about your everyday life that you do things to people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Whether you apologize for it, yeah, whatever. Yeah, you apologize, but that doesn't mean because you're gonna do it to somebody else again later.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if you're gonna learn from it, then the apology can be acceptable.
Right.
But if you're not, you just apologizing because it's the right thing to do, and you're gonna turn around and do it again later,
Right.
then there's no point in apologizing
Oh, I
because
love
you're just
this.
apologizing for yourself.
Touching on so much
You know what I mean?
that's happening.
Just you know what I
Thank you.
mean? It's crazy because we were talking about this today. I forget what the saying is. Don't be sorry. I can't even think of it now, but it'll probably come back to me later. But yeah, it's just that, you know, you want to be sorry, but nobody's really changing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Nobody's really doing anything about that. You know,
and
being
I think
sorry.
the comment is change behavior is the best policy.
Change
is the
behavior.
best is the best apology. You know, to be able to change your Hey, what's going on, Martino? Thank you. I appreciate you tuning in. So what's going on, champ?
All right, hi now.
You know, change behavior is the best apology. And that's what we need to do. It's one thing being sorry. It's one thing sharing accolades and everything else. But I think change behavior is the best thing.
Yeah.
If you're going to do something, let your behavior show that you're sorry. Let your behavior, you know what I'm saying, demonstrate of what you know what I'm saying, you're escalating toward to. And that's how I look at it. 'Cause I could talk a hole in your head at the end of the day as well.
Yeah.
But if my actions don't change,
Change
then
it.
my apology means nothing as well. And I think that's what we lost. I love what you said. How did we get so far? Did we get so distraught? You know what I'm saying? That we do these things to so many people, you know what I'm saying? And we lost our moral values at the end of the day. And it's sad.
You know, we lost that connection, you know, because of the internet, the computers,
Right.
phones,
The
all these
humanized.
apps, all these things play a big part in it. But you know, we can always blame those things. But how can you really? Those things are just only excuses that we give each other to make it to be acceptable.
Huh?
You know what I mean? It's like when you go out to dinner, you can go out and look at about 20 tables at dinner, and about 15 of those people are gonna have their phone on the table.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
And I'm not having dinner with none of those people because if your phone is still more important than the dinner that we're having right now, I don't need to be here.
You're so right.
You know what I mean?
You're so right.
And I might as well just did something else or stay home where I was at because there's no point in me being here because you're not even here.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're on that phone, and whatever is on that phone is
Right.
what got your attention because
Right.
I don't have it.
Right. You
know what I
agree.
mean?
I agree. You're
It's crazy.
saying so much.
It's crazy, and I don't think people are really getting it. They're not, you know, because you know when something tragic happens, we all come together. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then as soon as that is over, the next day you don't even speak to your neighbor.
Right.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't even give them sugar if they come and ask for it.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
So you know what I mean? What?
How do we keep that going? And I think that's the key thing. And I talked about when I was sick, when I was in the hospital for a week as well. I said, do not let this just become a phase. I thank everybody that came saw me. I thank the phone calls. I thank and everything. But at the end of the day, don't let this just become the phase. Keep it going. Keep the love going. Keep the connection going. Don't let tragedy, you know what I'm saying? Don't let tragedy bring us together. Don't let loss bring us together. How about no good time? How about let joy bring us together? Let happiness bring together. We shouldn't all come together when tragedy strikes, like when Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, had the storm over there, when we had the earthquakes. We all combine and come together, but after it's done, then we all become so dehumanized as well, become so distant, so shallow. I still need your love
crazy.
each and every day. I still need your touch each and every day. I still need you at the end of the day. How can we, you know what I'm saying, keep this going? I think this the what we're doing, we have this platform, just touching and, you know what I'm saying, bringing something new to the table, what we do, you know what I'm saying, so much, bring something new to our audience every day.
It's crazy. And I think that, you know, as I said, it's always going to is baby steps because we had it, now we lost it, now we got to get it back.
Right.
So the baby steps is taken now is, you know, having more conversations with people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We talk about it all
Stop
the
diving
time.
into your phone. You know, open your mouth. Speak to somebody. Speak to somebody next to you. You know what I mean? Speak to the
Right.
person that you work with.
I agree.
Just on an everyday basis and see what's going on. You know what I mean? Because that's the way we get those things back.
Right. You're right. You're absolutely right, man.
So I was.
It's a great topic you're talking on tonight, man. Thank you, man.
It's crazy.
You're blessing me tonight.
Well, I appreciate it.
I'm being serious.
You know, it's everyday life because you know I want people just to care.
Thank you, champion. I appreciate that.
I want people just to care about their life and care about what they're doing when they go to work every day. That's all I really ask. You know what I mean? Because I had a situation today where. Remember I told you I was getting this implant. I had an honest guest say they wanted, you know. So when I went to the dentist and I told them, I said, hey, you know, I need the bill for what this is going to cost. They give me half the bill. And I told them, I expressed to them every time, I need the bill, I need the bill.
I need the whole entire bill.
So I go back today to have the second procedure done, and they tell me, oh, you got to pay $25. And I was like, well.
$2,500?
$2,500. And I said, well, this was supposed to be taken care of already. You know what I mean? We talked about this. I don't understand why we're here now.
Right.
Well, we're so sorry. You know what I mean? And we're so sorry is only apologize because you messed up.
Right.
You know what I mean? But we so sorry ain't gonna get me back to my $25 that I wasn't supposed to be having to pay, and now I gotta go through my insurance. You know what I mean? I gotta go through all this whole jump through hoops now.
Right.
I mean, whether or not we're gonna, you know, contact the guest again and say, hey, this is, you know what I mean, this is the rest of the, you know what I mean, how you can go back to and say, oh, this is the rest of the bill, you know what I mean, when you already told them this was the bill.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, and now, you know, it's whole, and I'm just like, but all I asked was and it's all about listening, because if they'd have been listening to me telling them this, you know, in 3 separate occasions I called the office and I told them this on 3 occasions when they asked me for the payment the first time, and I told them. You know what I mean? And then I asked them the second time when I said they told them. And I said, send over this so that we can get the payment for this. You know what I mean? And I told them again. And I was telling you again.
Right.
And you know what I mean? And it's just like, just listen.
Yourself.
You're repeating yourself. Because all you got to do is listen, because now, you know, I don't want to get upset because they're nice people. I mean, no, this office is the nice people in the world. You come in, they all speak to you. They know you by your name. You know what I mean? It's a great little office they have. They have great people working there. You know what I mean? But it's just that, you know what I mean? Just listen.
Right.
You know because you're trying. No, it's just, you know, because you're trying to tell me. I mean, when I was telling you, you were trying to tell me, and I'm just wanting you to listen.
Right.
Because if you was listening, you would have heard everything I was saying, and you would say, you know what? Here's the bill. This is what it costs for everything that's going to take for you. I mean, rather than, you know, me now saying I'll have a $25 bill. I mean, and that's all. And I think people stop listening. You know what I mean? They want to
say it. You're right. You're going.
They
right
want to tell you before as you're telling them, and it's like no, because I used to catch myself doing the same thing. It's like no, Ty, because I don't know what you're gonna say. You know what I mean? And Calvin does this to me all the time, and he'll be like, so Ty, what you gonna say? What I'm gonna say, Ty? What I'm gonna say, he'll shut up really fast. I'm like, you know what? You're right. I mean, I don't know what you're gonna say, so let me just shut up and listen. You know what I mean? Right. Because you don't know. You know what I mean?
Right.
Until I say it out my mouth. You know what I mean? Right. So I think, you know, listening is also, and everybody can do that in their life. Just listen, you know, what people are saying, because sometimes you might miss something, and if you miss something, just ask them to repeat it again. It ain't hard for them to repeat it again.
Definitely
if you say, excuse me, it's a part of me, I didn't get that. You know what I mean? But don't be doing something else and then say, oh, I didn't get that because it's probably explaining it because I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Because we're talking, you know what I mean? So you got to pay attention or you're not. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I went up, I was talking to another friend about, you know, because he's done the same thing I've done over the last few years.
Well, okay. Gotcha.
Which is, you know what I mean? Like being around people, like hanging out and all that, but there's certain people and certain things you don't want to be a part of, right? So you kind of isolate yourself and you do things the way you do things the way you choose, the way you want to go do things, right? Rather than be it every time somebody calls and says, let's go do something, let's go do it. Right. No. Because
you're touching on so much, man.
Because what that fact is, what I'm saying,
do you hear my man Ty? I hope you listening to this show.
So what I'm saying
that's what I want to say. You know who I'm talking to.
So what I'm saying is, you know what I mean? Oh, you made me lose my train of thought.
Oh,
God,
dang, man.
Wait. Hold on.
The people, you know what I'm saying, calling you and always want to go do
right.
something. Right.
So what I said to him, we were talking, and it was great. It was if I could have recorded this conversation, it was great because I thought that I was crazy for being the way that I was, like not wanting to be around people. Not saying everybody. I'm just saying sometimes I just don't want to be around those kind of people because I feel like if I'm not learning something in a conversation, we're not talking about something as politics or religion, because everybody would say we can't do those things. No, you gotta talk about things, because if you're not talking about that, you're talking about little stuff that don't even matter in life.
Right.
It's not going to help you do anything in your life, and it's not going to help you grow or do, have you thinking about nothing when you leave it. You know what I mean? So it's just like
you just don't, man.
So for me, in that situation, when I'm talking around in a group and somebody starts talking bull crap or just start talking stupid stuff, I tend to lose interest and walk away. I mean, now that may make me rude. You know what I mean?
You think it's rude?
I mean, I do it. I'm gonna say I do it in a nice way. Oh, excuse me, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Or excuse me, I'm gonna go here and never come back.
I don't think it's rude.
Well, right. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's
I don't
not.
think it's rude.
Maybe it's
I have
not.
100. Man, you don't know who you're talking to right now.
I mean, maybe it's not.
You know, I don't think it's rude. I'm on your side.
I'm great. I know. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that
This is what I want to do.
right. This is what I want to do
You don't
because
owe an
I
explanation.
because I can't put that in my body.
Exactly. Because
I mean,
basically,
so-
how I'm with you. This is what I'm gravitating from it. This is a conversation I'm not into. I have lost interest as well because you already know who the type of person I am. I might tolerate it for a minute, but I've lost interest, and now I walked away. And now I don't owe you an explanation why I did that. I don't feel that way. I don't feel like all person an explanation. I feel like, I'm 40 plus. I'm not into this. Why do I have to explain to you of why I'm not interested in this type of behavior, this type of conversation? The conversation is degrading, the complaining, you know what I'm saying? And we're talking about it. I don't want to be a part of that as well. And if I have to sit down and explain to somebody that's 30 plus, that's how I feel, 30 plus, 40 plus. I'm not even going to go as 40 plus. You 30 plus, I got to feel out, listen, I'm not into this negative type of talk as well. But what if you're in a relationship as well? And a person might say, well, I can't come home and tell my husband this. I can't come home and tell my wife this. No, you can't. That shouldn't be a part of your everyday language. You know what I'm saying? Life goes on. Life hurts at times. But pick yourself up, dust yourself, and keep walking.
Going.
As well as that. Dreams fade, you know what I'm saying? Life, you know what I'm saying, fade, but hope again.
What they say, fell forward, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Fell forward.
That's right, keep going.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Come on. You know what I'm saying? The sun don't shine every day, and it also don't rain every day. As well, you can't have a problem every day. You can't have a complaint every day. And if you do, that's not the type of language that I need to be involved in. As well, because I know it might be contagious.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? And that's another
It's so
reason
funny
why.
because people
You touching on some things. I hope you listening. Give me some dap on this, man.
Even people that I talk to every day, you know what I mean, they started picking up on what I say to people. Because people say, how you doing today? I'm doing great.
Yeah.
You know, I'm doing wonderful.
That's-
Really? Really wonderful? Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah, they shocked.
What's the point of me complaining?
They're
who,
shocked.
Who wants to hear me fucking complain? Excuse my French.
No, but
who
a lot
wants
of
to hear me
people, they're
complain?
shocked. Because, I say amazing. Sometimes now I say, how you feel? I feel incredible. They
And
be
you
like
gotta feel
this.
that way. You gotta feel
You
that
don't feel
way.
incredible?
You gotta
Like,
feel that way.
I just came out the hospital. I'm going through something. I just came out the hospital, and I said, well, I knew what I'm going through, but how you still feel incredible?
Feel great.
I feel amazing. If you can't have that positive attitude, because you know what I'm saying, we all gonna go through things. You know what I'm saying, we all got bills, we all go through problems, we all go through tragedies. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, it's how we react to certain things. You know what I'm saying? Things come in our lives all the time, but how are you reacting to it? Nobody wants to hear all that rah rah rah. I don't want to hear all that. You know what I'm saying? I can't deal with it.
No.
I'm beyond. I can't deal with it.
I can't.
I move along.
I see black or red, or I just zone out.
Yeah, I zone out.
You know what? I go back to being as a kid again when my mom and dad used to scream, badger me or whatever, and you kind of just zone out. You don't hear nothing. That's what I go into. I go into that silence where I don't hear anything. And once I do that, then I'm in another world. You know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy.
Zone out. You know what I'm saying? I'll leave.
And it's crazy because I used to always think that I had a little bit of ADHD, and I think everybody has a little bit of it anyway. About paying attention, and I thought it was just me.
No, it's
but
not
then I
you.
learned that it's just the people that are interesting, and
It's
I
the
have to be
behavior.
interested.
I'm not interested in this type of behavior.
You gotta be interested.
As well as that. I'm not interested in the type of behavior, man.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
And the behavior, you know what I'm saying, it's distraught to me. It's not healthy. It's unhealthy behavior. And we all make excuses for wrongdoing. We all make excuses for things that we're not supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you want to do, you'll find an excuse why you can do it at the end of the day. But you have to look at it, you know what I'm saying? There's never a reason, you know what I'm saying, for wrongdoing. It's never, you know what I'm saying? It's never a reason. You want it because you want to do it. That's why I used to tell people at the end of the day, they're like, Calvin, why you did it? Because I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? So, and they don't understand it because it's so blunt. They want me to say, oh, because of this. No, I wanted to do it. Maybe I thought I was going to get away with it as well. That's it. You might not you may not like that conversation or the verbiage, but that's what it really is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes we just got to take ownership. We got to take responsibility at the end of the day. Because, you know what I'm saying, if we're not growing, we got to understand it's the difference between growth and swelling at the end of the day. Sometimes we look at swelling and we call that growth, but it's not growth. At this, you know what I'm saying? Growth got to be prominent. It got to, you know what I'm saying? It got to keep on growing. Swelling just something that's filled with a bunch of pus at the end of the day. And that's how I look at that, man. We got to keep on moving. We got to keep on striving for a better, you always say, a better you. You know what I'm saying? And now I've been seeing that it's catching on. It's no, it got to catch on. It got to be contagious.
Somebody said that.
That. Thank you, Martino. It got to be contagious. Being a better you.
Somebody
Keep
said that
saying
the
that.
other day. about them. A little kid said it. In a video I was watching, it was crazy. This little kid was saying, "I want to try to be a better me."
Exactly, man.
That's crazy. But yeah.
It has to, man. Come on,
yeah,
man.
we
You
just
saying
gotta,
so much stuff, man. I like that shirt you got on
thank
too.
you,
Man.
I appreciate it.
That shirt is really
I
fly.
really
It's
appreciate
jazzy,
it.
man. It's jazzy.
Thanks.
I like that, man.
Maybe blush on Fly TV.
Oh, I'm making you blush. Okay. Okay.
But
okay.
But yeah, yeah. I just we think we just gotta go back and just start to rewire ourselves again.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because I think the way that we're gonna get through this, because like I said, just talking to people. You know what I mean? But talk about stuff. Talk about things that mean something.
Exactly.
Like last night. I don't really care too much about this stuff, but then somebody that I know attended this auction last night.
Okay.
The Da Vinci painting, one of his paintings went for $450 million last night.
Mm-hmm.
There are 1 billion people starving in America.
Talk about it.
And somebody spent $450 million on a painting. That's enough money to kill hunger, solve Puerto Rico's problems. There's enough money to do a whole lot of stuff. But it went to a painting. And I know they work hard for that money.
And I don't knock for having it
to do it. But it's just like, come on.
But
if you would have said, I'm going to get buy this painting $450 million, I'm going to donate $450 million to something else, or I'm going to do something with this other $450, totally all for it.
Dude, I think we become too morally selfish.
It's crazy. It's crazy that...
What up, D?
This person, I mean, it's crazy that it went for $450 million. It was a crazy thing. But it's crazier that they spent that money on it. And people are starving.
I agree with you 100%.
I'm a little upset with that.
I agree with that 100%. 450 million.
450 million.
And that's a lot of money that can do a lot of things at the end of the day. And you have to see it from that perspective. Sometimes we're morally selfish and we don't even know.
Kids don't have homes. Kids can't eat. Families can't eat. There's so much going on in this world right now that this is possible. And if they want to post it as news, this is news.
Oh, hey, Latoya, how you doing?
This is news.
Wow. You tuned in? I can see you now.
Hello now. This is news, though. That's news.
It is news.
It's news.
It is news.
I don't know.
It's sad.
I don't know if it's sad, but
I think it's sad.
I think it's sad because
I think it's a moral thing, and I think we're morally selfish because somebody else got the same amount of money, somebody else, another person has the same amount of money, and instead of coming together to cure some things, and when I'm talking about cure some hunger, cure some, homeless. At the end of the day, when I walk to work, sometime on this walker, and you see these homeless people that's sleeping, in front of these big corporate buildings and stuff like that. It's like, my God. And the way I look at it, what are we doing as a people? I don't say what is the mayor doing.
Well, wait,
what is we doing?
They got mad at him for putting some of them in hotels. Like they took the 3rd, 4th, and 5th floors of some hotels and put homeless people in it. People are mad that he did that.
Bring them on camera. Bring who on camera, Elaine? Who we gonna bring on camera?
Yeah, they talking about because he did help the homeless thing, but he was, he can't do no more than what they're gonna allow him to do, and that's the thing people don't understand.
Maybe.
Well, they did the same thing. Obama was a puppet. He was a president, but he was a puppet for the president.
Well, all presidents are figureheads.
Yeah, but he has so much to do. He was gonna do this and do that. You know what I mean? He did what he could do. You know what I mean? With the situation. The same thing with De Blasio. You know what I mean? He does what he can do with the situation. And people don't understand that there are people that are pulling the strings besides De Blasio. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's the face.
Okay.
But there are people behind him that are pulling those strings.
I agree to that to a certain extent. But look, we do have this thing for, as far as presidents call executive orders. And it looked like Trump is using his. For a lot of things.
45 is just
as well. So why we don't use executive orders? Why we don't use the tools that's in place already? Because we get mad if somebody else used the same tool for something that is not profound. We get mad if somebody used the same tool for negative. But if we have the same tool and we don't use it for positive and good and to build us up, I'm not just talking far as black, white. I'm talking about for us as a people. At the end of the day, how do we respect to react to that certain analogy? The same tools was in place for him. Right. Everything, this dude was trying to ban, tribalism. He didn't want his, so he didn't want that, and he didn't want this. And when he do executive order here, executive order here. We didn't like that, but wasn't that same tool, the same tool available for the last 8 years as well?
Yeah, but he, like I said,
I mean,
he had the same.
I'm not saying
No, he
saying
did the same
nothing
tune.
against
His same tune, the same tune
Same
was
tune.
as Obama was.
Obama. What was Obama?
Most of his was, he's trying to, he gave free health care.
Right.
They didn't want to give that, and they're like, well, he said no. Well, y'all can't tell me you can't do that. So he stood ground for things that meant something for the people, but things that didn't mean something for the people, he was like, okay, well, I'll let that slide to get this. I mean, so in order for us to get Obamacare, he had to give up something.
Okay.
Now, what that something was, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I do know that he had to give up something for it. It's like any other mayor or governor or president. You know what I mean? In order for them to get something, got to give up something.
You got to understand, first of all,
they're two sides.
he walked in, you know what I'm saying, to a deficit. He walked into a country, you know what I'm saying, that was declining in deficit. He walked into when unemployment, you know what I'm saying, was at its highest. He walked in when unemployment, you know what I'm saying, was at 14%.
When his country was at its worst.
It was at its worst at that time. He walked in, you know what I'm saying, when the country was at a drought, as far as financially. He walked into all this stuff. But you know what I'm saying, I look at the end of the day, did he do a lot of things? Yes, he did a lot of things. Some things are mentioned and some things are not mentioned at the end of the day. But then we look at it, what he did is still trending on. But then we want to give credit, you know what I'm saying, to what you want to call him, Trump, 45 at the end of the day. Well, the economy, you know what I'm saying, the economy inflation is at its lowest. You know what I'm saying? Now unemployment is at 7%. But there's just things that Obama has put in place, you know what I'm saying, that's still trending on. There's things like healthcare he put in place that's still trending on.
Well, that he's trying to get rid of.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of. But you know what I'm saying? But even, you know what I'm saying, his own party felt like, wait a minute, it's going to affect us too.
Well, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's like something, you know what I'm saying, when you at your job.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's the president. Like I said about Obama too. If Obama really wanted to go in there and wreck stuff, he could have went in there and wrecked stuff, but he didn't want to step on nobody's toes. And that's what I thought he was going to do the second term. Right. I thought he was okay. The first term, I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be cordial with everybody.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I am the president of the United States and I can do what the hell I want to do. You know what I mean? And that's the difference between Trump, number 45, and him. You know what I mean? Obama didn't want to step on nobody's toes. In the second 8 years, the next second 4 years, I thought he was going to go in and say, you know what? Well, y'all didn't try to listen to me before now, but I'm going to do what I want to do now because I am the president and y'all got to follow me.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And that's what he could have done the second 4. But now, number 45 got up in there. He's going to do everything that he said he was going to do, he's going to do. And y'all going to either sign off on it or you're not. But he's going to do what he want to do. You know what I mean? And we can agree or disagree, but that's what he's going to do. Now, y'all can understand that. I'm pretty sure you can understand that. You know what I mean? There's no, you know what I mean? That's just what it is. You know what I mean? And
I don't want to say it's what it is. It's what we allow it to be.
And what we allow to happen.
What we allow to happen.
Because
sometimes we use our voice and we use our voice, our money, and everything that we have that's available to us. You know what I'm saying? For stupidity, for tangible stuff that has no merit or have no relevance. Like you just said, what will 450 million do? What if everybody stopped filming, them saying, all this nonsense, stop filming fights, you know what I'm saying, that's happening in Popeyes, stop filming, them saying, people, you know what I'm saying, that's getting jumped, you know what I'm saying, like the man on 149th Street, you know what I'm saying, the Bronx, getting beat up. Stop filming all this nonsense, and what if we turn, you know what I'm saying, the camera around and start filming things, you know what I'm saying, like the homeless people on the street. Like, hey, if I see another homeless guy, this hurts me. I'm upset about this. How can we make this better? Listen, team, I can't do this by myself. I need everyone's help. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing homeless people, you know what I'm saying, daily. I'm seeing all nationalities. I'm seeing all races. Yes, you know what I'm saying? What can we do about it? Instead of filming these fights at the end of the day. If we take our money instead of spending $450 million, you know what I'm saying, on paintings and spend $450 million, you know what I'm saying, on the deficit.
Education.
You know what I'm saying? As far as education, as far as home, you know what I'm saying? Because listen, I can give you an education, but I'm still hungry at the end of the day. So let me feed you first and then worry about the education. Because you know what I'm saying? I don't want to give you knowledge and your stomach is still grumbling at the end of the day. Let me first, before I even feed you, let me put you in some warm shelter. It's getting cold out here at the end of the day. So, you know what I'm saying, if I start, you know what I'm saying, stop trying to target everything, you know what I'm saying, that's, you know what I'm saying, that's really doesn't need to be targeted. Sometimes we need to have steps. Sometimes we need to have structure. Sometimes we need to have order. But we don't have this type of order. That's like you see somebody hungry and you pray for them. What prayer gonna do? I understand prayer is good, but my God, feed them first. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The food becomes the prayer at the end of the day. But you know what I'm saying? We do things so backwards because we're so, first of all, we're so spiritual naive. Great word. We're conditioned to stupidity. We're conditioned to ignorance, and we think we're doing things just, but it's not just.
As long as you can't pay attention to nothing else but that stupidity, everything else in the world around you is gonna happen, and you're not gonna be paying attention to that.
Like, my God, you know what I'm saying? My God, you know what I'm saying? People, and we, you know what I'm saying? And we do these type of things, but they're ignorant and we're backwards. And then we fall on the type of Christianity. You know what I'm saying? And then we'll say we're Christian, but this is not what it looks like at the end of the day. It doesn't look like this as well. It say, you know what I'm saying? It said when we was hungry, you fed me. When I was sick, you visit me. You know what I'm saying? It says all these things, but we forget about all these other things, and we go straight, you know what? I'm praying for you. Okay, great. Prayer is good, but what are you doing about that? It said prayer without works is dead. But we do so many things, you know what I'm saying, that has no merit, it has no relevancy. And we wonder why we end up, and I always said, we end up these mutated Christians at the end of the day. Like we like toxic Avengers. I don't even understand it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. That's how I see it.
It's funny.
It's funny, you know what I'm saying? You hungry, you praying. You want a job and you pray. You know what I'm saying? No, do something about it. As well as that, do something. Get off of behind and go do something. He said, "I'll bless what you do." You know what I'm saying? You want him to bless him, but you ain't do nothing. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Give him something to bless. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe, you know what I'm saying, things will start happening. Come on, man. This stuff is crazy out here, man. The stuff, you know what I'm saying? The stuff we inherit stupidity. At the end of this, stupidity, you know what I'm saying? We inherit all this garbage. We inherit tradition. And tradition is wrong.
All you gotta do is pick up a book. If you're bored, pick up a book. That's what
right.
That's what my grandfather used to tell me. If you bored, go pick up a book.
That's right. Like you said, they do it. They doing it for the gram. Everybody who's wants, you know what I'm saying, record. That's exactly what it is. Everybody wants to be seen and record good deeds.
So you know
exactly.
So let me tell. Oh, actually, you know, thank you. That's a good idea.
That's what I'm talking. Expose the poverty.
But let
and
me
that's
tell
a great thing. You have to expose it.
So my friend,
I love that.
So my friend who I was talking to last week, he decided I guess he hadn't. I was the only person he told, but he's done this good deed for this family last Christmas or Christmas before last. There was a fire. They had a fire in the house. They lost everything around Christmas. Everything, presents, everything. So he found out about this family who lost their house. I think they had 2 or 3 kids. He goes and gives them, I think, a $5,000 gift card to Best Buy, $5,000 gift card, $5,000 gift card to Raymond and Flanagan for furniture.
Okay.
$5,000 to the Best, $2,500 to Best Buy for you know, for stuff to buy like TV and stuff for the in the house, and then also I think it was like $25 to like Walmart or somewhere, Target or somewhere to get clothes and stuff for the kids and the family. Right. I mean, when I was like, dude, that's amazing. You know, what I mean, he's like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I don't think I ever been actually told anybody. And I was like, you know, but it's those good things you know, it's those good things that you do for people. You know what I mean? That. You don't really have to tell anybody, but you know you did those things.
Exactly.
And somebody's seen it, and they're always going to come back. And it was going to be good for you.
I agree with you.
I mean, but I'm glad that he told me, because it was like, we can't walk around with that in your system all your life. You know, don't tell nobody. I mean, I'm glad he told me. I was the person he did tell, but I was like, dude, that's amazing, man.
We're talking about the people that want to get exposed for doing right.
I mean, so, and you know, but it's not even about being exposed to doing right, because you know what I mean. Even as somebody said always time,
talk to me.
You can do a million things good, but if you do one bad thing, they're gonna tear you down
exactly.
to the ground. So those many things you did don't even matter.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
But why are we conditioned that way?
That's just
why do we act that way?
It's the way we're conditioned.
At the end of the day,
the way we was taught, the way we was learned.
So whatever you do, oh snap! We got Mika.
Whatever you do is
no, but the Bible said whatever you do it
in
secrecy. You're 100% right. I agree with you, Mika.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
Somebody called me one day, I give a guy every day. I see him every day, the same thing.
I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I think your reward will be known.
You're a good man. I said, you know, it's not about being a good man. It's just that, you know, I do my little part. You know what I mean? As I said, I do 3 things every day. I try to help somebody. I try to laugh every day, and I try to help somebody. Laugh. It was another one, I can't remember it, but yeah, I try to do 3 things, and those are 3 things I try to do.
Right. You know what I mean? I agree with that.
But yeah.
I thank you. I thank you for checking in. I appreciate you, young lady. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for checking in. Wow, this is something else. I'm totally shocked.
So I had another situation at work today. So you know, there's this guy come in today. He says. He goes to my front desk agent, and he's like, oh, in the conference room, I want to get coffee, and I want to get tea, and I want to get all this stuff for the conference room, but there's a phone down in the conference room. Now, he was already in the conference room. He came upstairs to ask my front desk agent this is what he wanted. And I guess she told him, well, I can call room service. You can call, there's a phone downstairs, you can call room service, and they can bring all those things to you, because we don't know exactly what you want. Now, if he would have come to her with a list and said, this is what I need, can you call and have this sent downstairs? Totally fine. Do it. All great.
Right.
So he gets mad with her, and I see him storming off, and I said, let me see if I can just help this guy. Let me see what he really wants. Let me see if I can just really help him. I said, what do you need, sir? Let me see if I can help you. I said, we need coffee and stuff downstairs. I said, well, sir, there's a phone downstairs. He said, well, she did the same. She just told me the same thing you just told me. You Americans don't want to work. He wasn't from here either. And I said, everything in my power to say, well, why don't you go back to your country? But evidently you're in America. You know what I mean? So you can't say that because you don't want to do the work. You know, because you expecting that you just say you want something and it's supposed to just happen.
Right.
And I don't know where in the world we got in the world where you think that just because you say you need something or you want something it's supposed to happen without you doing the work. And that's what he wanted. And I was saying to him, you know, you got to do the work because the work is, all you had to do is pick up the phone that was 5 feet. You walk 30 steps when you only had to do was walk 2 or 3.
Right.
To ask somebody a question that you could have just done on the phone or yourself.
Right.
And then you got upset about it because all you got mad at was yourself.
Right.
Because all you did was something that you didn't want to do, so you decided I'm gonna take on somebody because I don't want to do it.
But we do that so much. Not just that's a great analogy. We do that so much. We want things instantly.
I'll pass it on instantly. It's like
we
no.
want things instantly. We don't want to put the work in. We don't want to do the things that take us to get where we need to get to.
No.
At the end of the day, and then we see somebody, you know what I'm saying, who's already accomplished. We want to sometimes ride on their coattail at the end of the day. But do you know how much pain and suffering and sweat that we had to take us to get here?
Always go back to your born day, because your mother.
Yeah, I agree with that, D.
Always, what you say?
He said it sounds like today's kids.
Yes.
But you know what?
Always,
it has moved on from today's kids to today's adults.
There's more to the adults now. That there's not even the kids anymore. It's just adults because the kids learn from the adults. You know what I mean? So that's where they get it from. So you can't really blame them because they learn it from their parents. Because I've seen kids walk through a door and I say nothing because their parents didn't say nothing. I was like, okay, now I know where they get it from and I can't be mad at them.
Right.
I mean, because if I see a mother and father come through the door or a mother and father do something and the kid do right behind them, I'm not mad at neither one of them because they learned it from them.
That's right.
You know what I mean? So,
that's right.
You know what I mean? I can't be mad. I mean, but if I see a kid come through here, I don't even know their parents, then I have a problem. But if I see your parents and their kids doing the same thing, I don't have a problem with that because I know what's going on.
Parenting is different these days. Parenting is not even parenting. I don't even understand it.
Let me tell you, you can't even beat your kids no more.
Exactly.
And I'm talking about people talking about you can't beat your kids.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. If you black or Hispanic or some minority, you get your butt whooped in the house. Now ain't nobody gonna see that. You can, like I said, you can call who you want to call, but let me tell you that you can get your butt whooped. That's what
I
you're
agree
gonna
with
get.
that 100%. And that goes on so much. We have to look at it from that perspective as well. You know, because I'm gonna tear my child behind up. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, talking back and disrespectful. Because when you look at this, you know what I'm saying, from this point of view, we don't sometimes know who the parent is. We don't know you know what I'm saying, the parent from the child. And that has lost place today. So
Crazy.
you know, when I was talking to a friend of mine about, do you remember Good Times, the woman Flo as well? And they post this on Instagram. They post a lady Flo, they post yesterday's mother, and then they post another lady, you know what I'm saying, that had a child taking booty shots of her as well. And then we wonder why, you know what I'm saying, today's children, you know what I'm saying, are so messed up, are so dysfunctional. It comes from somewhere. We send our children to school and we expect the school to parent them. We send our kids, you know what I'm saying, to other people's houses and expect them to deal with it. No, God gave you these children. These are your children. You rear your children. You start, you know what I'm saying, children, you know what I'm saying, starts in the household. At the well of that. Rearing starts at home. But it's crazy. It's crazy about these children, how they act this day because of the parents.
And then you want to defend them on their wrongness.
Oh, talk about it. No, go for that.
And grown-ups want to defend their wrongness too.
You know what I'm saying?
How you going to defend your wrongness when you're wrong? Why don't you just own it and say, you know, I was
no
wrong.
Structure.
And let it go. No structure.
You're right,
That's
B.
it. No structure. No structure.
But there's no structure for the children because the parents have no structure. Because the parents are attractive, you know what I'm saying, to this, whether it be social media.
Because the parents didn't parent them when they were from baby to 10, they didn't parent them. So now they turn 13 and 14 and 15. You can't tell them nothing because you hadn't told them nothing since they were kids.
Exactly.
So how you going to tell a teenager now to go to their room and clean it when you haven't told them to clean their room and since
how about your room dirty? Your room is not clean.
My room
as
wasn't
well
clean. My room was always clean.
I'm not
had
saying
to be clean.
yours. I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you, not you per se. I'm talking about the parents' room is not clean. The parent, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, we want to give advice, but don't show advice.
You gotta be an example.
You know what I'm saying? We want to be dictators, but we don't want to come into covenant, you know what I'm saying, and finally be kingsmen, you know what I'm saying, with the children. And what I mean by that, you know what I'm saying, we have to be more doers of this, of our comments, of our words and stuff like that, than more than just hearers. Because I could dictate you a million things, but I'd rather you see a sermon, you know what I'm saying, than hear it as well. Because I could tell you a million and one things, but if I'm not showing you what to do, if I'm not demonstrating to you what to do, then all my words mean nothing. My words just fall on deaf ears at the end of the day, and that's how I look at it. Your words just gonna keep falling on deaf ears because you're not doing this thing, and then you wonder why the children, are crazy. You got 13 years old shooting each other,
I know.
As well as that. That's crazy.
It's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? I was talking to
The
a friend of mine.
have that much hate in you to kill somebody at 13. How do you have that much hate in your heart to kill somebody at 13?
Oh, D, I thought you said scary.
No,
I thought
do.
you said sexy.
I do. Okay,
What?
let me not say that because I do understand how somebody can have that much hate in their heart at 13. I mean, depending on what their life was like. I mean, who their mother and father was, how they were raised. I mean, I can see how somebody at 13 can have that much hate in them. But how did we lose that 13-year-old to have that much hate in them? You know what I mean?
And most people don't understand that.
It boggles me.
Boss. Go ahead.
It boggles me that we have this system called orphanage in the system. You know what I mean? And your kids are worse off in the system than they are most of the time in the house that they were supposed to be raised in. You know what I mean? And it's bad. You know what I mean? Because these are the kids that come out of the system and do crazy stuff when they come out because the world has treated them like garbage all their life.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And I can't fathom how adults could treat kids like this. You know what I mean? And I know there's some crazy people out here. Everybody ain't sane and all that. Yeah, how?
Because the kids with the hate in their heart become dopes, and they have children, and then they treat their children, you know what I'm saying, the same way they came up. Because you know what I'm saying, nobody has stopped the cycle. We have to stop the cycle. It's not how they did it; it's how can I get them back. It's how can I reach them at the end of the day? Because they're hurt, they're distraught, and they become up and they have kids. Because an oppressed person would just oppress somebody else. A hurt person would just hurt somebody else. But how do we stop the cycle? I understand you hurt, but I want to bring you back. I want to bring you back into covenant of love. I want to bring you back, where where it's on safe ground. I want to bring you back where you can have open conversations, with your parent, with your neighbor. I want to bring that back. But it takes time.
But I also think it goes in everyday life. You know what I mean? You got to start small.
That's right.
You mean start small? They say make your bed every day. That's where it starts.
That's right.
And
I love that test. Say it again.
Make your bed every day.
What does that mean?
First that task.
We got new people on that don't understand that. Give me a little history on that.
The first task of the day is making your bed, and that first task leads you to do something else throughout your day.
Right.
And I guarantee you, if you make your bed every morning, I guarantee, and I'm not saying this because I'm some guru or something like that. No, I'm saying this because it actually really works.
That's right.
If you start that bed off with your task of the day, that's going to lead you out your door to do more tasks. And those tasks mean helping somebody walk through the door, hold somebody else's door for them. That could be doing tasks for yourself. It's about being productive that day and keep being productive that day.
That's right.
That's all
That's
it's really about.
You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you like you said, I'm giving you a task. Can you complete a task? First, start with that, making your bed every day as well. And that's the first step. Learn them saying this is celebrate the small things so you can enjoy the big things later. And that's great.
And it all starts with steps because everybody's not perfect. And everybody's going to change tomorrow. But it just starts with one step.
That's
and
right.
that one step is making the bed
Can
in
we start with just transition?
Mm-hmm. The
transition. That's all it is.
And if you make your bed half of it, because you can't make it all, then at least you did half. So the next day you try to make better. If you do half for 2 weeks, that's fine. But if by that month you're making the bed every morning, then you started that task, and I guarantee you'll feel very different because when you come home in the afternoon
from a long day,
and you see your bed made, that'll be like that's your savor, right? That's your savor. You know what I mean? That's your relaxing time. And come home and be like, I made it through the day.
I like cleanness.
I did good things.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And now I can come home and lay in this bed that I made. You know what I mean? That was my first task. And you go in there and you lay in it and you're sleeping for 8 hours or however long you sleep, and then you do it again the next day. You know what I mean? And that's because we do have a cycle that we all do every day, and everybody lives in that one cycle. You get up in the morning, you do this at this time.
That's
you
right.
do this at this time. You walk out the door at this time. You get the train at this time. You get to work at this time.
That's right. Sometimes we got to break that cycle.
Sometimes you got to break it because nothing wrong with breaking it. I mean, sometimes but don't forget what I said either. Always stick to the plan. But as I said, I mean, sometimes you got to break the cycle because you never know what you might learn when you break that cycle.
And I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. You cannot do the same. You cannot do the same thing 72 times in a year and call that life. I believe that is BS. You're doing the same thing 72 times in a year and you call that life, you're not growing, you're not succeeding, you're not doing enough, you're just doing a routine. Sometimes we got to break the routine. Like, we said before, and I think you got it from your lady, we never lose. We either win or learn, but you will never lose. Win or learn, but never lose. Martina, what are we talking about? I feel that both
It's
of
both
the parents and society, our children have learned things outside to bring that old school back. You have to listen to our children and be straightforward with them.
And that's a great point.
That's a great point, Martino.
Martino, that's a great point because, you know, I can see kids and parents talk to their kids and they want to baby everything for them and like, oh no, you can't, no. But why, mommy and daddy? Why? Well, tell them why they can't do it. Because we don't want to hurt their feelings or we don't want them to feel like no, they need to feel something because that's how that gives them character. That makes them an individual when they get older because they lived and they learned something.
I love what you say. Them feelings are there to be what?
To be touched.
Let's
we
say it
talked
again.
about it all the time.
Talk to me about it. We got to feelings.
That's why they call them feelings, to be touched.
Feelings need to be touched. Feelings need to be, you know what I'm saying, be touched.
But yeah.
It's not always in a bad thing. Feelings need to, sometimes, you know, when we touch feelings, it's even for a positive thing. It's what, and most time it is, at least for me, and I believe it's from you, it's positive. If I say something that might rumble your feelings, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, strong criticism, constructive criticism is needed at the end of the day.
Tell me about it.
Constructive criticism is needed. Like, listen, I don't approve of that. This is why I don't approve of that. And you might not agree with me. Keep living. That's what
Keep living. That's
Keep
it.
living.
That's it.
Life's gonna show you.
Life is gonna show you. But yes, that's true. Because like she said.
Oh my goodness!
It's about being.
I got my coworker.
It's about talking to your kids.
Watching.
Hector, welcome, man.
Thank you, Jose.
And Demetrio, thanks for your comments. But yeah, that's it's all about teaching and kids. Well, man, what was I going?
You be talking about the children, teaching, reaching them. You know, being progressive with them.
Yeah, it's about talking, being honest with them, and talking to them about stuff because we just keep right on like trying to cover things up for them and don't want them to see stuff or don't want them to hear stuff. Or you can't see this or you can't hear that. No, expose them and stuff like that because that get them ready for the real world. Because as I said, you may tell them yes every day, every time they ask something, but when they go out into the real world, that whole world's gonna tell them no.
Exactly.
So now they're wondering why I've been told yes all my life and nobody tell me no because they don't know how to react to no in the real world.
Right.
Now you know how they react to no in the real world? They throw temper tantrums.
Right.
It's about, well, why can't I have that? You know, I have this. My mommy and daddy wouldn't stand. You know, yeah.
Because we sheltered.
That's the problem.
That's
the
another form
problem.
of shelter.
But I tell you what,
you
come to me with that crowd. I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not playing this game with you folks. I'm not, because y'all look at me like I did something wrong because I showed you how much of an idiot or an a-hole you were. I mean, because that's all it is. You know what I mean? You want to see how big of an a-hole you can be to somebody else and make yourself feel good. So now you can go tell your friends, and you know what? I ran to this place today and this guy was so rude to me, and it's like, well, what did you do for that guy to be rude to you? Because you didn't tell them the whole story. You told them the story that you wanted to tell them, rather than tell them,
that's
oh,
great.
well,
I love
this
that.
is what I did. You know, because I always tell, you know, if it's a story, there's always two sides to the story. So just go ahead and tell the truth of two sides.
Right.
But don't embellish it to make yourself look better than the other person. Because you still got to look at yourself in the mirror the next day.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and just tell the story how it is. That's
exactly.
it.
I agree with
you. Know
you.
What I mean? Let the person decide whose side they want to be on, who think they were right or wrong. Because if you just want them to be on your side and tell you what you want them to hear, you ain't learning. You ain't growing.
Exactly.
And you just might as well stay in the same rut you in.
Because I think the key thing you said, sometimes we notice the person's behavior change, but we don't know why their behavior, them saying, start to change at the end of the day. Like, you know, I might say, well, Ty, you know, you're acting different now. Now all of a sudden you're acting different. But before me, you were just fine. Now all of a sudden you're acting different. And then now I want to project, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about you. But like, wait a minute. Did I do something for him to act different? We always look outward, you know what I'm saying, but we never look inward. I found that sometimes we are people that like to judge outward because it's hard enough to judge ourselves because we would find ourselves to be imperfection at the end of the day. Or sometimes we don't want to look, you know what I'm saying, at the man in the mirror or the woman in the mirror at the end of the day. So when I look at that, you know what I'm saying, from that point of view, we got to spend some more time on us.
And that's the thing when you
we
learn.
Got to spend time on us. I don't want to spend time on you. I need to spend time on me.
And that's the thing. You're spending more time on everything else than what you need to be spending time on yourself.
Exactly.
And that's the problem. You know, you want to get the Jordans that girl got down the block or the guy got down the street. No, forget those Jordans. Go do something else productive.
You know what my grandfather used to tell me. You don't know how they got them. You know what I'm saying? He was like this. You want all these things, but you don't know how you got them. I mean, let me tell you something, man.
That's a great little analogy too.
You know what I'm saying? You don't know how they got them. You know what my grandfather? You know what I'm saying? My grandfather taught me a valuable lesson, man. I used to always like to get fly. But some, you know, because it came, you know what I'm saying, what my father used to do. He said, as long as we look good, we'll always be able to get money at the end of the day. And I used to go with that analogy. My grandfather used to say this. You can't take them sneakers to the store and buy yourself a sandwich. You can't eat them, I'm saying, them sneakers. You know what I'm saying? You look all good and all that, but you're still asking me for money.
For money.
What's going on with that? I had a friend that used to do that too. You know what I'm saying? He was one of my co-workers, you know what I'm saying, when I just first started out a job. And he gave me everything, you know what I'm saying, Mika, you know him, James Lelburn, at the end of the day. And James used to say, yes, he said, listen, I'm better than Chase Bank with you. I said, what? He said, at least I'll walk around with you. I said, what does that mean? He said, whatever you need, I'll let you borrow it. I'm still here, but you don't even got to go to the ATM. Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, I had a poor mentality. I used to take my check and
he was trying
spend.
to teach you.
He was teaching me.
And he was going to keep giving you until you learned your lesson.
And that's
about
the
what
thing
he was trying
about
to teach
it.
you. And that
I
was
used
an
to-
amazing story. That's great.
And
That's
because
awesome.
I used to want to look fly and get fly, but have $2 in my pocket. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else going out, you know what I'm saying, to the movies. I look good. They didn't look good, but I'm fly because I'm wearing my money.
And you're still in the corner.
Exactly. I'm wearing my money.
To the movies.
Exactly. Because I was taught to wear my money than have my money at the end of the day. But now in this society, you know what I'm saying, this day and age, thank God, well, I'm able to do both. You know what I'm saying? But it took, you know what I'm saying, withdrawal of all that, you know what I'm saying, stupidity that I used to do. It's what I'm like, you know what I'm saying, because I'm like, I look good. But you broke. You know what I'm saying? You broke. You broke. You spent your whole check on you. Come on now.
Where you going? And where
You
you
know
going?
what I'm saying? Come
you go
on.
sit in the house and watch TV in your new
Exactly.
outfit.
Exactly.
And be mad because you ain't got no money to go nowhere.
Exactly. That's crazy. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying, you know, if we start making better choices, sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we said we want $1 million. And I was telling this girl, she said, I want 300,000, I want all this money. I said, you get it. I told her this back in 2003.
What you gonna do with it?
I said, you got it, but you just got it in installments. Because this year you made 60,000. Last year you made 60,000. That's 120,000 right there. What you doing with the money, you know what I'm saying, that you already have had? What you doing, what you already have gotten? You haven't did nothing with it already. Because we want these lump sums. We already saw $1 million in our lifetime. We already saw all this type of money, but we didn't do nothing with it. At the end of the day, we want everything to be so instant because we got to have it right now. Because we haven't been trained properly and we haven't adapted. You know what I'm saying? Come on, we have to adapt, you know what I'm saying, to a certain type of way. We always, my parents used to say, don't try to keep up with the Joneses. At the end of the day, you can't. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. You don't know how the Joneses got it, and that's the real thing. You know what I'm saying? We want to worry about this person. You know what I'm saying? Got the $500 sweater, the $1,000 Yeezy, the $500 belt, as well as that.
Like, and then you hear that person had to work for all that. You're like, oh no, we didn't. But he had to go to work for that. I mean, it didn't come easy.
That's right. They want the microwave life.
He had to work for it.
I love a chicken pot pie, man. I like a slow cook, young lady.
You got to work for it. Everything you have to work for.
That's right.
Can't be. Thank you, Hector. You brothers are on your way to a cult status. We appreciate that.
I appreciate that.
But yeah, it's just that we gotta figure it. You gotta find it, and you gotta do it.
That's right.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We gotta be more doers of this life. You know what I'm saying? We're not doers of life. We're more hearers and seers of the life. We hear things about the life. We see things about, you know what I'm saying, about the life, but we don't want to take the things to get it. Like you said, people want the microwave life. At the end of the day, how can I get it now? If somebody said, listen, you can have all this if you take these steps, it might take 2 or 3 years, but we want it in 2 or 3 months. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. There's nothing wrong with I'm not preaching against nice things. There's nothing wrong with having that nice car, that nice house, but there's something wrong with that stuff having you. At the end of the day, you can have the Maserati, the nice house, and all that stuff. But when the house has you,
something though.
But when it has you, it has you. You don't have it. At the end, I'm saying that's how the cycles, I'm saying, get reversed so much. We reverse it because it has us, and that's how we become so dehumanized, and that's how we get caught up on social media. That's how we get caught up, you know what I'm saying, all these things that is worthless. That's how we get caught up in all these tangible things because it has us, and then we can walk down the street and sit at the table, you know what I'm saying, with our phones on the table. The kids got their phone at the table. Mama and Father got their phone on the table. We're more interested in how many likes we get. We're more interested, you know what I'm saying, what somebody else said. We wish happy birthday to people we don't even know. We wish Tyrese is doing a good day. Tyrese, I'm praying for you, but yet your son and your daughter needs prayer. You know what I'm saying? We wish somebody's happy birthday, but the person you know down the block, you didn't say nothing to. Come on, let's be for real here. Come on now.
It's so true.
But it's
so
crazy.
True.
We're more in tune with people we don't know, and then we wonder why we're dehumanized. We're so in tune with people, you know what I'm saying, that don't know us, and they don't even care. But the people that love you, the people that's praying for, the people, you know what I'm saying, that reach out to you every day, the people, you know what I'm saying, that's talking with you, we'll turn them on the left side because they said something that ruffled our feathers. You know what I'm saying? They should have said something that ruffled. That's what you got feelings for. Feelings are made to be touched. Feelings are made, you know what I'm saying, not always made to be massaged all the time. Feelings are made to be touched, and sometimes you need them feelings touched. They'll let you know this is real.
This is real.
As well as
That's
that.
why they call it.
How much do you want? Do you want this life, or do you just want to exist, or do you want to live? You tell me which way this life you want. You either want to live or exist. You only got two. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause a lot of people think they live and they just existing. That's what I'm saying. You do the same thing 75 times in 1 year, and we call it life. Break the cycle.
Word
Come
up.
out. You know what I'm saying? Come out. You know what I'm saying, of this anatomy.
It's so funny you say
Talk
that
to me.
because when I get my guests to come in, you know what I mean, that they have 2 kids at home, and if the kids with grandparents, and they come to the hotel and spend the weekend, when I'm like, well, somebody better be coming out tomorrow morning with their shades on and hung over tomorrow, because you know what I mean, or sleeping in, you know what I mean, because I'm like, because you don't get this all the time, so you better enjoy your moment, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And most of the time they're like, yeah, I'm probably gonna go out and have a couple of beers tonight, you know what I mean? I'm like, you deserve it, you know what I mean?
That's right,
It
man.
doesn't always happen, so enjoy those times, and then the next morning I see them, they come down with their shades on, and say, we had a good time. I said,
That's
"We
right,
sure
Jerome.
did."
Thank you. We consume and we don't produce. That's the
Ooh.
key thing.
Wow.
That's great.
That's awesome.
We consume and we don't produce. And you know what that is? That is selfish. That is
so
selfish.
true. That is
That
so
is
true.
selfish.
That is
Because
so
we, you know what I'm
true.
saying? Us, all we do, like you said, all you do, we inhale certain things. And you know what I'm saying? That goes in relationship wise, that goes at work, that goes with everything. I was telling somebody, you know what I'm
Everyday
saying?
life.
I was telling somebody, you know what I'm saying? I said it this way. You know what I'm saying? When we apply for all these different type of jobs and we apply for the higher bidder, I said you wouldn't have to prostitute yourself to all these jobs, you know what I'm saying, if you knew who you are.
If you knew who you were.
If you know who you were, you don't have to prostitute yourself for the
That is so
highest
true.
bidder, as well as that. You know what you stand for, you know who you are, and you know what you attract at the end of the day. But we prostitute ourselves sometimes and say all these different type of positions. And it's positions we don't even like. We just attracted to the finance. We just attracted to the money. And there's nothing wrong with having money because I like it myself at the end of the day. But come on now, you know what I'm saying? We can't just be attracted to all these type of things. Because, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how, you're drinking from too many cups, that's how you get poisoned. No, I don't get it. That's how I feel. You want to drink from all these
That was
cups?
a good one.
That's how you get poisoned. You know what I'm saying? And then
That's
you
the
wonder
truth,
why
though.
3-4 months down the line, I don't like this job. Well, you liked it when you got that first 5 paychecks. Why you don't like it now? Because you didn't know what was behind it. That's why we only see to the corner, but I believe God sees around the corner.
That's why I say do what you love.
There you
know what I mean?
go.
Do what you love. Because when you do what you love, there's never a bad day when you do what you love.
Come on now.
You know what I mean?
Now you're
There's
talking.
never a bad day. You might have a bad day because you just maybe going through some stuff in your own
And
brain or
everybody
whatever.
goes through stuff.
And everybody goes through, because everybody always say, on those days you call out, that's why they give you sick days. But on
And PTOs.
PTO, but that's why I say
Personal time
you gotta
off.
love what you're doing. People always, people always say, "What do you do?" Oh, I tell them what I do. That's a great job. Yeah, but I love what I do. You love what you do, like
Yeah.
every day I get up, I love what I do. You know what I mean? Sometimes I may not want to get up in the morning and to get in that shower and go there because I'm just having a day. But once I get up out of that bed and make my bed and go there, I'm good to go. You know what I mean? It's just
And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's so
something
it's
got to
great.
motivate you. Something you need to find something in your brain that motivates you in the morning when your eyes open up to get out of that bed. Something got to motivate you to get out of that bed and go do what you do every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
That's a big word.
and most
Right
of
there.
it should be happiness. I mean, most of it should be a smile on your face
Come
all day
on,
long.
now you're talking.
And
Simple
seeing
stuff.
people-
The simple stuff.
Simple stuff.
The simple stuff. Come on now. Now you're
It's not
talking.
about the big stuff. It's all about the simple,
Come
because
on.
those little simple things add up to big things.
That's right.
And when you sit down at the end of the night and you see all those simple things that happened to you that day that made you smile or made you laugh, or you made somebody else laugh or made them smile.
Let's
those
reverse
things
that.
will
If the
really
bad
matter.
things, if the bad small things, you know what I'm saying, can add up to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If the bad small things can add up, you know what I'm saying? If the bad small, oh my God, I can't believe she texted me that. But you know what I'm saying? If the bad small things can add up, you know what I'm saying, to all this, to, you know what I'm saying, to become so distraught, how can, you know what I'm saying, the great stuff, you know what I'm saying, the great small things, a smile, or anything else that can add up? How can that add up? You know what I'm saying? That got to add up too.
Thanks, Hector.
Thank you, Hack.
Hector said, I dig your positive spirit. You're one of the coolest cats on the app.
That's what I'm talking about. It's my man, Ty Green.
It's funny. Thanks, Hector. But yeah, it's you were saying something.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, what was I saying? You lose my train of
I
thought.
don't know.
It was about people trying to. Oh, I don't even know. But let's go on to something else because I
Okay.
forgot about that.
Peace, my brothers. Thank you, Hector. We appreciate you.
But yeah, I mean, I just think, you know, we as a society just need to go back to seeing what you consume every day and how you. Oh, we were talking about how people making people happy and how people can be happy every day. All you gotta do is start doing being positive in your brain. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is put the positivity out there. Speak to somebody. Speak to people in the morning. You know, do stuff. You know what I mean? Because those things are gonna make you happy. Oh, do what you love. That's what it was. Make sure you're at a job. Make sure you're smiling at work. That's what it is. Do what you love. Because like you said, that money thing, you chasing that money, you're never gonna find what you love because you're chasing the wrong dream. The dream is to go to work and do what you love every day. Because I always sit and think like people that do like Broadway shows.
He said you keep getting knocked out. It's a conspiracy theory. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you to hear the truth. They don't want you to hear the truth.
I was talking about the love and people have the love and passion for stuff. Like people that go on Broadway shows, I mean, that do 2 shows a night or do a show a night. Those people that are on those stages love what they're doing. That's why they do it every night.
You get what I'm saying? And that's what you mean.
And I was like, because I kept saying to myself, how they get on stage every day? How they do this every night and not be, you know, tired and sick? You know what I mean?
Because they love.
But they love it, and when you love something, you can never be tired of it.
Exactly.
That's the one thing I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna be doing. But yeah, it's crazy. Stop
texting me.
That we stop trying to not, you know what I mean, making ourselves happy through other ways rather than making ourselves happy the way we want to make ourselves happy.
It's already packed up. It's been packed up.
That's what we got to do. Make ourselves happy. Make ourselves happy. And then we put it out. We spread it out into the world because that's what we're trying to do is spread the love out into the world. Because as long as everybody's spreading the love, everybody will get it and be touched and want to give more.
I agree with that.
And that's how we're going to stop this hunger thing and people stop buying paintings at $450 million.
That's right. $450 million.
That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
So,
you guys, next week is Thanksgiving. Hope everybody getting ready for their turkey. I don't like turkey, but I can't wait for somebody to make me some ham because I'm going to get me some ham. But you guys, I really appreciate you guys tuning in and your comments today. We'll be back in 2 weeks, which will be the 1st of December, I think it is.
I don't even know.
I think it's the 1st of December.
I got me a new watch. You like my watch?
I see. You got the Apple Watch.
I'm doing some big things right now.
Hey, no.
I feel like I'm doing some big things.
I didn't get no Apple Watch.
You know.
But yes, we're back in 2 weeks. Thank you guys for tuning in. As I always say, you can always post on our page if you guys have any questions or things that we need to talk about. Oh, somebody wants to talk about black exploitation. That's what we're supposed to talk about.
Okay, we definitely got that on. We got that on the radar.
We talked about that a couple of times. We touched on it, but we didn't really go into a deep conversation.
We'll definitely talk
black
about
exploitation. So yeah, as I always say at the end of the show, we try to be a better you every day. That's what we're striving to do. That's what we want you guys to try to do. Like I said, have a good Thanksgiving. Spread the love and the peace in the world so we can make this world a better place for us to live in because we the only ones got to live here. But yeah, that's about it. And have a great weekend and be safe. That's it. What you got to say, brother?
You know, I just love you. You know what I'm saying? You know, strive every day to be a better you. You know, we love you. We thank you for tuning in. We thank our new viewers, you know what I'm saying, who tuned in and to watch us tonight. You know, I appreciate y'all each and every night, and y'all has definitely been a blessing, you know what I'm saying, to us, because we created this platform, and by us creating this platform, and it has brought so many viewers out. You know what I'm saying? We receive about to 150, 200 viewers, you know what I'm saying, per episode, and we love the comments, and we love being intimate and talking with y'all, and we appreciate y'all.
And we are now on YouTube also, too, so like I said, all you got to do is type in, search Reality Sucks. Live TV or just Reality Sucks.
It'll come up. This is our 17th
episode. This is 17 right here. I know we got 15 up there. I still have 2 more to post. But I'll be posting those either tonight or tomorrow. All right, guys. We appreciate it again. You guys have a good night. Happy Thanksgiving. And be good to each other and love each other. All right? Peace.
Love y'all. Thank you, man.
Peace and love.